Well, hello there, my movie peeps. I appreciate you clicking on this video. Let me tell you some movie news. Some of the things we'll be discussing here today, guys, is we've got casting announcements for so many different movies, from Knives Out 3, Jurassic Park, even our new He-Man. We're finally going to be diving into some details involving Scream 7, as well as some updates currently going on in the Marvel Universe. Oh, we're going to be diving into that along with so much more. You guys know how it is around here. All right, by kicking things off here, we got a few trailers that just released today I wanted to dive into. Starting off, we got our first teaser trailer for Moana 2. This is the sequel that caught all of us by surprise that is set to come out this year. And look, for all intents and purposes, it looks pretty good. I think the animation is stellar. Moana's older, along with so many of her other family members. Maui's back, voiced, of course, by Dwayne Johnson. But really, this trailer didn't really give us much more on what we can expect from this. But, you know, that is a teaser trailer. They're just teasing us. My biggest concern going into Moana 2 is wanting to know, did they make this a movie? Because the Disney Plus show that this originally was supposed to be was just that spanking good. They were like, we need to make this a movie. Or the reason I'm really thinking they did it is nobody's watching Disney Plus. So turn this into a movie because we can make way more money that way. I'll tell you, on the animation side and the style of it, it looks up to movie quality and on par with the first, but story-wise, I'm gonna need to see more. Curious to hear if you guys feel like this is supposed to be a Disney Plus thing or it is giving you movie vibes. Next up here, we got a trailer for a movie I didn't even know was up and coming titled Wolves. This is a movie starring George Clooney and Brad Pitt, and it is also being directed by Jon Watts, who gave us Tom Holland's Spider-Man trilogy. If there's any two actors right now that your dad probably knows of and likes, it's gonna be George Clooney and Brad Pitt. You put them together and I think you got some magic going on. And that's exactly what I'm getting off of this trailer. It looks like one really fun movie. The premise seems to be that George Clooney and Brad Pitt separately are these guys who take care of messes. Like if you killed somebody or you're in some trouble, they're the guys you call up and they'll clean it up for you. Well, something happened where they got double booked. Both of them show up to the same job, and now they're forced to work together on trying to clean up whatever mess this is. Look, I know I bag on Jon Watts a lot, and I nitpick the heck out of his Spider-Man trilogy, but I have nothing but respect for the guy as a filmmaker, and why couldn't his Spider-Man movies kind of look like this? I am loving the grungy, dark. This is a sauced up trailer. I needed some of this sauce in your Spider-Man trilogy, Jon Watts. But I won't go down that rabbit hole. Overall, I'm actually looking forward to this, and I hope nothing but the best for Jon Watts outside of his Spider-Man career. A lot of directors seem to have sometimes an issue of, making it out after they make their big Marvel movie. The Russo brothers is a giant example of that. They've tried producing and directing a couple of films and they just don't seem to respond. I have a feeling Jon Watts is not going to have that issue, but we shall see. How'd you guys feel about the first trailer for Wolves? And while starting off our movie news stories of just casting announcements, let's begin with He-Man. As you guys might have heard, if you've been a movie fan online for the longest time, you know they've been trying to get a Masters of the Universe movie made. The last time this was so close to happening was when it was with Netflix and they cast Noah Centineo to play Prince Adam, aka He-Man. Well, that fell apart. Movie didn't end up happening, but it resurrected years later like the He-Man movie always loves to do, this time under Amazon and MGM, giving us our casting choice for who's playing He-Man, Nicholas Gletzine? Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. And this is now who's set to play Prince Adam. Now, you're gonna see opinions all over the wazoo, especially if you ask your dad or maybe even your grandpa that watched He-Man growing up. Unless it's someone that looks like the Terminator or Jack Reacher, they are not gonna be satisfied with this casting choice. For me, as someone who doesn't have a big nostalgic personal attachment, but does really want to see a He-Man movie happen, I'm perfectly fine with this casting choice. I actually don't know much about the actor himself, and I don't think I've ever really seen him in anything recently. I know he's had a couple of projects with The Idea of You, Red, White, and Royal Blue, but those were movies I have not checked out. And he's already got a basic pre-built definition enough where I know you give him a good Hollywood 6-month gym membership and the boy could end up looking like Superman in no time. So to me, it's really not that big of a deal. I just want to see this dang thing happen. I'm still of the camp that if they do this successfully, you have a franchise. You have something that could be a nice movie event on the big screen, but we'll see if they even get to that point. You guys have the casting now for He-Man. If you're a fan of this cartoon, are you happy with it or are you pissed? Bring us into the next casting update for a movie I'm really looking forward to, Knives Out 3. Over the past week, we got the announcement for the title of Knives Out 3 that is going to be Wake Up Dead Man, with them updating who's going to be part of the movie every so often since then. As of me recording this video right now and uploading it to you guys, here is the current cast. We have Daniel Craig, who is of course going to be returning, Josh O'Connor, Kaylee Spaney, Andrew Scott, Kerry Washington, and Glenn Close. Now, whenever you get a new Knives Out movie that's about to be up and coming, you always have people putting up their wish list of who they want part, because a Knives Out cast is supposed to be kind of big, recognizable. I would say this is one of the first times where it doesn't feel that recognizable. Of course, I know most of the faces in here. I've seen them pop up, but none of them are really making me jump out of my chair. Like, I am very happy with Andrew Scott and Kaylee Spaney, but even then, maybe it's my, like, Marvel brain rot where I'm like, where are all the superhero actors? And they're not really here. But of course, there's still a lot of room to grow in this cast, and even just 2 or 3 other huge names could really make it stand out. But overall, I'm not going to say they have bad actors. They just don't have people that make me jump up and down. This is still a very talented cast, and overall, I'm just caring about the mystery and whatever big twist you have up your sleeve, Knives Out 3. You guys right now see the cast for Knives Out 3. Is it making you excited? Who do you think added on here would make it really big? Bonus points if you name an actor that hasn't been in a superhero movie. Love to hear it down below. Diving now into a new cast of people added on to a big movie I'm looking forward to, the new Jurassic Park film. We've been talking about this film a lot the past couple of months because Universal is really trying to fast track this Jurassic World movie. It's supposed to be the start of a brand new trilogy. They are said to have a really great script from David Kemp, who wrote the first 2 Jurassic Park movies. Gareth Edwards is directing it, and really the only official confirmed names that we have is Scarlett Johansson and Manuel Garcia Rufo. Those have been really the only people officially confirmed to be part of the movie. But thanks to a new post here, it looks like we have the entire cast of characters along with names. I will say take it with a grain of salt, but with how quickly they're trying to make this movie, this cast seems to be the actual thing they're locking in. I already talked about Scarlett Johansson and Manuel Garcia, but other names we have here are people like Jonathan Bailey, Joe McHale, Lily Collins, Mehcad Brooks, Oliver Jackson Cohen, and Wu Jing. What you'll notice a lot is like Scarlett Johansson is just gonna be the top name of this movie. There's not really another actor in here from the others that we'll name that'll even come close to Scarlett Johansson's status. But I will say Joe McHale in here is kind of fun. I like Oliver Jackson Cohen. He was the Invisible Man. On the next page, we have some other interesting actors thrown in here. Iñaki Godoy, who played Luffy in the live-action One Punch Man, him being part of this movie, I think is a big get. That's one name that makes me very happy, but not as happy as freaking Tobin Bell being part of a Jurassic Park movie. People have been sleeping on Tobin Bell, man. The guy is a talented actor. He's not just a great Jigsaw, but he's got a presence, plus a really iconic voice. Just the fact that Jigsaw is about to go up against some dinosaurs, instantly looking forward to this Jurassic Park movie. But aside from that, we were also given another page of some actors that are said to be part of this movie. Overall, the reactions from Jurassic Park fans is slight disappointment. They were hoping for a lot bigger names, but I feel like this seems to be the case with Jurassic Park movies. The franchise is the big name. The dinosaurs are the big stars. If they produce something good here and it's actually as amazing as they're hoping it's going to be, everybody in this cast is going to get a bump. Everybody in here is going to be a lot more recognizable and known. I'm not really sad that this cast isn't filled with gigantic names or big people. The last Jurassic Park movies kind of had that, and I was a little disappointed with the outcome of the trilogy. There's things I definitely liked about it, but I'm just more hoping they bring back that awe and wonder that Jurassic Park is known for. So I do think there's enough names in here for me to get slightly excited, but I just want to see what this movie's about, man. How are you guys feeling on this cast for the new Jurassic World movie? Moving on from there, before we get to talking about some Marvel updates, it's finally time for us to just talk about some updates involving Scream 7. Now, if you've been online, you maybe have seen nuggets of information every other week pop up about this film, and admittedly, maybe if there wasn't any controversy with this new movie, I'd be milking those things, making videos, going crazy, speculating and whatnot, but genuinely, my enthusiasm for Scream 7 has just gone severely down ever since what Spyglass did. Now, I've gotten around to the point where it's like, well, I know I'm going to see the movie, I'm going to give it a chance, and I want to support it for Neve Campbell and Kevin Williamson, who have been attached to the franchise since the very beginning. But even controversy aside, they are making some odd choices. So let's start off now with one of the things that recently came up. This is coming to us from Daniel RPK, who has gotten some stuff right in the past, who let us know that Scream 7 will reportedly have a big time jump for Sydney's kids to play a role. It's intended to be the start of a new trilogy. And this kind of lines up with some of the rumors that have been going around with Scream 7. With, of course, Neve Campbell coming back and once again being the main lead, we slowly then started getting reports that Ghostface would be going after her family. That would not only be her husband, it would be her kids. There's rumored openings for like a babysitter, a nosy neighbor, a close family friend, all people that could be usual suspects for Ghostface wanting to ruin Sydney's life. And you know what? I don't mind that story idea. I think that's pretty cool, but the idea of a time jump for sure is a little weird. I'm assuming they're doing this is because in Scream 5 they kind of set up that Sydney's kids are a little on the young side, you know, maybe like 5, 6, 7 and a toddler.
I'm just trying to get a run in before I take the girls to school. How are you?
So then fast forward a couple of years, I'm not really sure if I want to start seeing Ghostface chase a 10 or a 9-year-old, you know? So if this rumor's true, it'll be one of the first Scream movies that is basically set in the future and not within our time. There have been big time jumps in between Scream movies, particularly when you go from like Scream 3 to Scream 4. That's a decade time jump. And then from Scream 4 to Scream 5, another decade, but they were still taking place within the same year the movies were releasing. The Scream franchise is all about commentating on horror movie trends of that time. How can you have a time jump, let's say 10 years, having the movie then take place in the year, I don't know, 2034? Wouldn't that completely go against what this franchise is known for? How can you commentate on a time period where you don't even know what the horror world is looking like in 10 years? We've made fun of horror movie trilogies with the first 3 movies. Then they did remakes in Scream 4. Then it was reboots in Scream 5. Scream 6 is a little muddy, but you could argue it's requels. With Scream 7, we're just gonna make it up and hope we get it right. It's just this weird spot that Spyglass has put themselves in and are gonna force out a Scream movie that just goes against everything the franchise has built up. All because they have a little too much pride to just make a public apology to Melissa Barrera and then do the trilogy they had in mind. The other little detail that also is coming from Daniel RPK is he's saying from his sources that Spyglass is not going to want to end on this. The Scream movies, the last 2 especially, have been making money for them. They're not going to sell the rights to this franchise. They're going to do what any studio does and milk the property dry. And this is where he was reporting that there are plans for a Scream spin-off movie, a new TV show, and of course, sequels directly tied to Scream 7. And you know me, I'm the guy who wants it and takes it all. Controversy and stuff aside, I would be down for a new TV show. I used to be the biggest hater of the old MTV Scream show because, you know, it had MTV next to it and what I believed at the time to be equivalent to Riverdale bad. But one day, not too long ago, I decided to check out the first 2 seasons of the Scream TV series. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was actually fantastic. Don't bother with season 3 or the TV movie they made, but those first 2 seasons I was like, damn, I would love to see more TV show stuff. And plus every horror icon is just getting a TV show. Michael Myers, Friday the 13th, Chucky. Let Ghostface get on that again. The Scream spinoff is honestly the thing that has me the most excited in this universe, and that includes my excitement for Scream 7 or this TV show because the spinoff is definitely going to be a stab movie. Radio Silence, who is still producing this new Scream 7 movie, they hinted in the past they wanted to do a stab movie, and dude, the potential for what that could be is just amazing in my mind. While the Scream movies are supposed to be clever, inventive, while at the same time adding thrills and scares of Ghostface, Stab is kind of like the junk food fun of slasher movies. They are supposed to embrace films like Jason X, Freddy vs. Jason, heck, even something like Bride of Chucky. They're just supposed to make slasher movies the most extreme dumb fun, because that's what they're described as in the Scream universe. In the world, one of them involves time travel. We saw at one point there's a ghost face with a metallic mask and flamethrower. They're just supposed to be slasher movies on steroids, and I think there's so much room for like a fun horror movie there if it's made the right way. But you know, who knows if Spyglass can pull that off. So yeah, we'll see, guys. I'm still waiting for just more concrete details. They're saying they're gonna film this movie this year, which is still crazy to me. So we should be getting real casting announcements soon, an official title, because I don't even know if they'll go with Scream 7. And I'm gonna do my absolute best to look at the most positive side, because at the end of the day, I still love the Scream movies. Bringing us to one really cool story that popped up right before I uploaded today's side flick is Blumhouse has magically found a way to save their Exorcist trilogy. We heard rumors a couple of weeks back that maybe Mike Flanagan would be the director to take over David Gordon Green for the Exorcist trilogy that Blumhouse was planning. Now, it's been silent since then, but today it finally got confirmed and it's official. The next Exorcist movie shifts gear with Mike Flanagan set to direct a new take. If you don't know who Mike Flanagan is, the man has proven himself over and over again that he understands horror. He's done a couple of Netflix shows like Midnight Mass, The Haunting of Hill House, The Fall of House of Usher, all really great projects, and now he's going to be teaming back up with Blumhouse. And again, the Blumhouse movies that he's made so far is Oculus, Hush, and Ouija, Origin of Evil. All three films that I really like. Other details in the article come from Jason Blum himself, who say that Mike has a new take on the world. So this most likely means that they're maybe just not continuing the story they were setting up in Exorcist Believer with David Gordon Green and that family. That might just be something they put to the side, because it did get negative reactions from both audiences and critics, and it did not make anywhere near the $400 million they spent on this franchise, with that movie only making $137 million. I was not excited for the continuation of this trilogy, but you tell me Mike Flanagan is on board with a new and exciting take? Oh, you got me back in, Blumhouse. Heck, Mike Flanagan has already proven he can take a movie that had a bad first entry and do something amazing with Ouija, Origin of Evil. The only thing I think that sucks about this is Mike Flanagan has not gotten the box office love I think he deserves. And it's only going to be an uphill battle, because most people are not going to know the name Mike Flanagan and see the movie just for him. They're just going to remember the last Exorcist movie was crap. Why would I see this one again? And it could do very poorly, and that'll reflect on Mike Flanagan, who's not at fault here, unless he makes a bad movie, but I highly doubt that. Still though, does this save the Exorcist franchise for you? Does it make you excited? Are you back on board like me, or you're not falling for it, Blumhouse? Moving on from here, let's talk about some quick updates involving the Marvel Universe. We have small updates with different projects, and I thought I'd just rapid fire through them with you guys. Starting off here, we got our first couple of set photos for the reshoots finally taking place for Captain America Brave New World. Yeah, this is the movie that just gets continuously shot over and over. It's rumored to have removed so many stuff from the first screening that they even had a test screening that it tested negatively. A lot of things for this movie are not looking great, but man, am I being delusional, and am I holding out hope that Sam Wilson's Captain America movie is going to be great. Just like another project that is having continuous issues, the Blade movie, another report surfaced that they are going to do yet another rewrite on this Blade movie. What the heck is going on with this film? This is like the fourth, fifth time they rewrite, hire a new writer, change things up, delay this movie further. It has been 5 years since they announced Mahershala Ali as Blade, and they still have not had the cameras rolling. It's rumored that it's going to start rolling at the end of this year, but how is that possible when you haven't even gotten the script finished? I don't know, man. If I was Mahershala Ali, I would be pissed at Marvel. Because reminder, this guy has not taken a new movie or a big role because he's waiting to film Blade. He wasted 5 years of his acting career literally just sitting around. I really hope this project turns out amazing and it's the thing they wanted, but with this 5-year wait, we could have been filming the second movie by now, man. The search for a Spider-Man 4 director is still on the rise, and reminder, this is another one of those movies that is set to start filming at the end of this year because Sony desperately wants to hit a 2025 release date. It feels like every other week we get a brand new director that is rumored to be part of this movie. I talked to you guys about the James Wan rumor, and I'm like, I would love that. The visuals he put with Aquaman would be amazing in the Spider-Man film. Once Adam Wingard was announced to no longer be part of the new Godzilla and Kong movie, all of a sudden rumors that Adam Wingard could possibly direct Spider-Man 4, and I'm like, you know what? I wouldn't mind that either, but I doubt that's happening. Honestly, the closest concrete thing that we have of maybe somebody who actually is up in the running to direct this is the directors of Batgirl and the most recent two Bad Boy movies. That's Bilal Fallah and Adil El Arabi. Co-director Fallah was interviewed and asked directly about these rumors, and this was his response.
There's been rumors that you will direct Spider-Man 4. Is it true? Oh, you can? Okay.
Obviously don't want to read too much into it, and the guy could just be responding that way to not jinx his chance, but I don't think you respond that way unless you're somehow already talking to Sony about possibly getting the job. And this is a realistic choice for me. They were going to do Batgirl. They just did two of Sony's big movies, Bad Boys 3 and now Bad Boys 4. I could honestly see them being the ones to direct Spider-Man 4, but like I said, we don't seem to be any closer to who the announcement of who is directing this movie is. But that's got to be like the closest little update we got to maybe this person could be up for it. A lot of crazy stuff, but that's kind of the Marvel updates we've been going on with. But that is all movie news we currently have going on right now, guys. I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch me talk some movie news. Don't be forgetting to hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Either way, y'all are all fantastic. Have a wonderful day and take care.